Hi, you're watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes to show you the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job. Hi, you're joining me today from the north parking ramp at 50th and France. This is a city parking ramp, and we're going to learn today about our electrical systems and really the people that care for those systems. And we've got one of them here today with me. His name is Noah Silver, and Noah is our electrical supervisor. Noah?
Hi, Scott.
How long have you worked for the city?
I've been here with the city 6 years now, Scott.
So what are the things about being an electrician and working for a city government that are challenging, right, for you and your job?
Well, you know, it's just obviously there's a lot going on. So with electrical HVAC, people tend to think about, you know, heating, cooling in buildings and, you know, power systems and lighting. But in addition to that, and what we're primarily going to focus on today, is also some of the other stuff aside from the facilities, like traffic signals. Here in the 50th and France, we have our Wayfind parking system, which tracks vehicle traffic in the ramps, counting the cars, etc. So there's a lot going on, and it seems like the list never ever ends of what to do.
So it's a wide variety in terms of your profession, a wide variety of things that you get to do, have to do. Why don't we take a look at one of those things right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
let's go do it.
Come on in.
So Noah, describe what we're looking at here on the screen.
So this is the actual Wayfind parking system here for the 50th and France district. You can see the layout of the district. We have our south ramp, our center ramp, and then where we are currently, the north ramp. And so this just shows the Wayfind signage and the status of the actual ramps.
So these are the signage. This is the signage that's located a block or two outside of the district.
Correct.
And it gives people coming into the district a sense of where they can park, right?
Correct.
Where we have room to park.
Yep.
Okay? So a lot of what we're looking at here and talking about here is sort of invisible infrastructure, isn't it? I mean, it's people see a sign with a number on it, but there's really so much more behind the scenes to make it all work.
That's correct. Yeah. And so I thought, you know, it'd be interesting, Scott, if we took a look at some of these other things aside from what I mentioned before. You know, what goes into a traffic signal.
Yeah, I'd love to go do that.
So, but before we do that, I would like to show you a little more of the infrastructure here and show you some of the sensors and just how this system actually takes that information in to compile it here.
Well, let's go take a look at it.
All right, great.
So you were going to show me the sensors that measure vehicles coming in and out of this parking lot.
Correct.
Right? So
yeah, so here's one style that we have, one technology, and what these are ultrasonic sensors. So you can see it's a bar, and you see the little sensor, the holes there on both ends. And this is using sound waves. But what these do is they're directional. Because there's the sensors on both sides, these will detect whether a car's entering or exiting.
Okay.
And then we also have inductive loops in the ground at other locations, and that's windings of wire below the pavement, and that senses the metal of vehicles.
Okay.
But otherwise, this is the primary sensor that we use for this system.
All right, so that's how a vehicle gets counted when it comes in and out of here.
Yeah.
But it also has to encounter some of our traffic signal system to even get into the 50th and France district.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'd like to take you to one of our traffic signals down by Pentagon Park, and there I can show you the sensors that sense vehicles there and how that's all controlled and coordinates traffic.
I'm not walking to Pentagon Park from here.
No, we'll drive, Scott.
Okay, all right.
We'll drive.
Okay,
we'll
good.
drive.
Okay, so we have transported ourselves to 77th and Pentagon, sort of down in the southwest part of our city, and we're going to take a look at a traffic signal cabinet. And how does this work? What's in the box?
Well, that's what I'm going to show you. So let me open it up here. I've already unlocked it. These are locked for obvious reasons.
Holy!
There's quite a bit going on in here, Scott. So this is the brains of the operation. This is the controller. And that is basically an industrial computer.
Okay.
And it has a program in it that's been programmed based off of this configuration of this intersection, and based on the inputs it receives, sensing vehicles, it makes its decisions on how to change the lights, cycle the lights.
It's deciding whether traffic is moving east to west, north to south, and kind of optimizing traffic flow.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that there is actually quite a bit of intelligence built into this. So, which leads me to the next. Up here, this is the inputs. So, these are loop detectors. So, like when we were down in the ramp, I talked about windings of wire in the road.
Yeah.
Well, you can see here we have some inputs that have windings in the road. So 77th Street here, the left turns and the through, we call them phases.
Okay.
These phases use loop detection. And then for phase 4 and 8, which are these these parking lots into where we are, and then the Pentagon, we use a video detection system, which is using cameras to sense the vehicles, and we draw in virtual zones. So
some of this is cameras looking at vehicles,
yes.
and some of it is in the street feeling vehicles pass over it.
So Scott, I wanted to show you the video detection. So you can see right here that this is showing the actual zones, and you can see that we draw these in, and that is what is looking for a car. And so when a car, you can see that it was turning blue there, it was sensing that vehicle, and it puts a call into the controller to give them the light.
Okay.
So that's how it matches the demand. So it'll add time. This will sense a vehicle, and it'll add time to the controller based on how it's programmed.
Sure.
Now, I have had a couple calls that it's not always sensing here coming out of Pentagon. So I was hoping that since you're here, you could help me with something.
I'd
Are you
love
able
to
do that?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do in order to change this zone is I'm going to shut down the intersection, and I'm going to get my traffic vest, and I need you to go out there and direct traffic, all right? I'm just messing with you, Scott. I've always wanted to do that to the city manager. We're not doing that, all right? So
Noah, this has been really extraordinarily interesting to me. I think you have one of those jobs where people probably don't notice it unless something is wrong.
That's exactly right.
And then it's your job to get up in the middle of the night, whether it's hot or cold or whatever, and come fix it. Because free-flowing traffic is important to us. It's important to our residents and safety of our community. So I just want to tell you how much we appreciate what you do for the city, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Scott. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks. You've been watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes to show you the people that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job.
Wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. You'll get a shock on that.
That little boy stopped and moved his hand.
I was actually going to do that when you ruined it. You ruined the surprise. I'm dead serious. I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
This? Not even
no,
this?
that.
All right.
Did you get that?
How about this?
Don't touch that. Scott, am I going to have to close this and we're going to have to wrap up early? Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.